It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
It's very clear the Republicans right now could make sure that those food benefits that I have fought so hard all year, they're the ones that cut them, and I strongly opposed it. They could make sure that she got the help that she needs. We know it because we could read it on their website that they nicely took down. But we got a screenshot on September 30th when they sent out, the USDA put out their plan for the shutdown, and they said multi-year contingency funds are available to fund participant benefits in the event that a lapse occurs. And now they have taken that down. They know they have the funding to do it. It is very sad that the president has decided to turn his focus to raising money for a ballroom that's going to cost $300 million or more dollars, instead of coming to the table and negotiating, as every shutdown has ended, with compromise, with a negotiation. But you asked before we got to this segment if there's going to be a negotiation. Well, not unless he is serious about it and comes to the table, because the House isn't even here because they're afraid of voting on the Epstein files. He has to demand the House comes back, and he has to come to the negotiating table. But even before that, they could give those benefits to this recipient. It's very clear.
Yeah, dog. Hey, them Epstein files, man. Yeah, y'all better. That's why they don't want to bring the government back. As soon as them Epstein files come out, as soon as the government open up, they're gonna be voting on them Epstein files, and they have to swear in the lady from Arizona. I think she's from Arizona or New Mexico. One of them. They got to swear her in, and once sworn in, she's the deciding factor to that vote. And I think we'll be seeing those Epstein files like we've been asking for.
Here we are again. It's day 29 of the Democrat shutdown, and things are getting really tough for the American people. The Democrats are coming near now to a cliff that they will not be able to turn back from, and it's of great concern to everyone who's paying attention to all this. You will note that more air traffic controllers and TSA agents and park rangers are about to go without a paycheck. You've got families and children that rely upon SNAP benefits that are going to go hungry here at the end of the week. You've got more critical workers, by the way, including the people who are the stewards of our nuclear defense arsenal, who are forced to stay at home as the government remains closed. The Democrats own every one of these consequences. So we want to point out a couple of important facts this morning for you. It's no coincidence that polling this week confirms that over 70% of the American people believe the Democratic Party is out of touch. And amazingly to us, still every day, they turn their backs on more and more hardworking American families to prolong their pain. And that is exactly what's being felt here. It is incredible to us that they've now voted 14 times between the House and Senate to reject the clean, simple funding bill that would simply reopen the government. 14 times they have thumbed their nose at the American people in spite of their pain that they themselves have acknowledged. And as we've explained here, the motivation behind that is very clear. And this is why the polling is indicating what it is. The people know the Democrats are responding to fear. It is their fear of the most radical far-left voices in their party that has made them decide to obey the demands of the far left and to shut down the entire government and thereby inflict all this pain on the people. And almost comically at this point, the Democrats are still out trying to convince you that this is somehow Republicans' fault. But the facts are the facts, and the American people can see that very clearly. They see the truth. We brought you a handy scorecard here so you can, follow the votes. This is very simple. The votes to pay the troops and federal workers and continue SNAP benefits and get air traffic controllers and Border Patrol agents paid. This is the vote tally. You see the dates here. The House did our work back on September 19th, and Republicans voted yes. Democrats voted no on all those things, and the Senate has now done it an additional 13 times. These are the votes. No one can say that this is in any way the fault of Republicans. We have a clean, simple bill, and everybody knows it. Here we are again.
It's not that clean. It can't be that clean if Democrats are refusing to sign or vote yes on this bill. It can't be that clean. It's more into it, and I think we got to take a deep dive into this big beautiful bill again, because what is in it that Democrats absolutely refuse to bend on? Refuse. Now, this is not a Democrat shutdown. This is a U.S. government shutdown. That y'all all in it together. So the fact that y'all can't all get in together and work together, that lets us know. I think as a Republican or as a Democrat, you should be looking at your representative, and honestly, y'all got to put them under the fire, because they ain't it right now. They not doing their job. They're not coming to the table to an agreement. They're not working behind the scenes together. A lot of them are not just saying they're Trump supporters, but they are Trump loyalists. And there are some that probably don't even agree on this bill. And I bet you Marjorie Taylor Greene, she'll probably sign the bill. She'll sign the bill to get it through. But because she just want to see them Epstein files. She don't give a damn who suffers. She want to see them Epstein files. And I'm kind of with her, but like it's either we go with it, and Democrats go with the one big beautiful bill, and let's see what happens. Can we F around and find out? That's all. Like, can we F around and find out at this point?
The misguided strategy that the Democrats are pursuing right now, and it reveals two important things that can't be glossed over. Number one, it shows they have no cards to play except to try to blame the other team, which is ridiculous, and it shows how little
He doing the exact same thing.
they think of the American people. They had a rally a couple weeks ago. They tried to portray President Trump as a king, and we pointed out, again, the obvious truth. If the president was a king, then the government would be open. He's been trying to do that. And low-income families would be getting the food assistance that they need by Saturday. Republicans cannot wave a wand and reopen the government on our own. We must have a handful of centrist Democrats in the Senate do the right thing. And any Democrat suggesting otherwise knows exactly what they're doing, and they insult the intelligence of the American people. And by the way, every reporter in this room when they do that. The misguided strategy that
earlier this week, President Trump floated running for president again in 2028. Are you comfortable with those comments? And you're a constitutional lawyer. Would that violate?
Well, there is the 22nd Amendment. It's been a great run, but I think the president knows, and he and I have talked about the constrictions of the Constitution, as much as so many of the American people lament that. The Trump 2028 cap is one of the most popular that's ever been produced, and he has a good time with that, trolling the Democrats whose hair is on fire about the very prospect. But I do believe that we've got 3 extraordinary years ahead of us, and the 2 years of the Trump administration are going to be an incredible thing. And I don't see a way to amend the Constitution, because it takes about 10 years to do that, as you all know, to allow all the states to ratify what 2/3 of the House and 3/4 of the states would approve. So I don't see the path for that.
Earlier this week, President Trump.
So on Friday night, we shared with you the words of former strategist to President Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, saying Trump will seek a 3rd term for president, even though the Constitution forbids that very thing. And then over the weekend, President Trump got a few questions about it, never really committing to an answer on his plans. Well, this morning, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, got the question. Here's what he had to say.
It's been a great run. But I think the president knows, and he and I have talked about the constrictions of the Constitution, as much as so many of the American people lament that. The Trump 2028 cap is one of the most popular that's ever been produced, and he has a good time with that, trolling the Democrats whose hair is on fire about the very prospect.
So maybe it is just trolling Democrats or the Constitution. That's up to you to decide. But Johnson also concedes amending the Constitution to allow such a thing to happen would take, in his opinion, at least 10 years, and he obviously sees no path for doing that. It would also take an overwhelming agreement by Congress, which, yeah, we're not seeing anything like that right now. That's all for us. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Hey man, shout out to the trolling president. I ain't never had one of those, but hey, you know, I don't think it's just trolling. I honestly don't think it's just trolling, man. If y'all think it's just trolling, why even float the idea? It's not trolling. It's literally, one, he's making a ton of money on these hats. A ton. So
you are a bit of a rare species these days in D.C. You're a rank and file House Republican who's actually in town.
It really shouldn't be that rare, but yeah, it is what it is these days. The good news is more and more have been coming back in town.
You have any sense when the speaker's going to bring y'all back?
I don't. I mean, he seems to have indicated that it's once the government is back open. Of course, my view is we have a lot of other things we could be doing right now, and it probably would help to get the government back open if we actually had the House of Representatives in town.
I think, given that you are a member of Congress and Americans across the country are wondering why on earth is this taking so long, it's worth asking you, beyond the rhetorical arguments you might make about the other side, what have you done today or in recent days to try to reopen the government?
Well, for my part, I've been trying to have conversations with folks on both sides of the aisle, and because I have made a point of actually being here since even though the House is out of session, a lot of people have stopped by my office, have called and said, how can we find some common ground here? So we've had some very constructive conversations. That's the good news. Bad news is, of course, the government remains closed with really just escalating consequences for millions of Americans.
And what's the incoming from constituents like in terms of, I'm trying to get a government service that is or is not available right now? Are you dealing with a lot of that as well?
Yeah, of course, people are exasperated. I mean, we're talking about, people losing access to critical services, food assistance that they're not going to be getting, air traffic controllers having to show up without paychecks, all because politicians in Congress aren't doing their job. It's no wonder Congress has a 13% approval rating with the American public.
You are a bit of a rare...
So, in this rare moment, you have a wild Republican in his natural habitat of Washington, D.C., and he's not blaming Democrats. This is a rare moment. But hey, we need some more of these.